Welcome back to this SOS Halifax Extra. I'm really pleased today to be joined by Halifax legend, 2 times at the club, Sean Penkywicz. How are you today, Sean?
Yeah, good, thank you. You?
Good, yeah, terrific. A little bit jealous because I know you played golf today, and even though I'm terrible at golf, I think a bad day playing on the course is sometimes better than being at home.
Yeah, no, I wasn't good with myself today, so I wish I hadn't gone really.
No. Hey, well, thanks for joining us. I know obviously you're in the same position as a lot of rugby players and a lot of fans at the moment, itching to get back. I guess before we start, I think the fans would probably want me to say, I believe it's your birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
You going anywhere nice?
No, not really. I might treat myself to a chippy lunch.
Yeah, very good. So obviously you played for the club twice. We asked some of the guys, on Twitter and Facebook, and one of the things that kept coming back is, Penky, as they keep saying, what was your fondest memory of your times at Halifax in either spell?
I think obviously the first spell's probably making your debut, which you always look forward to. I think he was away at Huddersfield in one of the last matches, which I've mentioned before. I think it was Florymore's last game as well at the club, which was quite good. And like, obviously the second part, you can't look past the nail-biting grand final against Featherstone. But obviously beating Fev in the Northern Rail Cup was good as well, in Blackpool in front of all them fans.
Yeah. What were the circumstances that led you to coming back the second time around? How did that transpire? Because I know sometimes people don't like to necessarily go back,
it's like I say, it's not often it really happens, but I was supposed to be going late at first, and then I spoke to Martin Hall, and if anyone knows Martin Hall, he is very persuasive, should we say. So as soon as I met him, I knew it was the right choice, and obviously I've been there before, and I had plenty of fond memories, and I knew there were a lot of good people there still.
Good. And at the moment, you're obviously at, I think, captain at Rochdale.
Yeah, like you say, it's hard at the minute. No one knows when it's going to come back, so everyone's just trying to keep their heads up and steady on.
And as a club captain, or as a captain of the side, are you finding that a lot of guys are looking to you? I know it's your first season there, but what extra pressures does that put on you, if any? No.
It's not really. It's like we're all in a group together, so it's like everyone's just mates with everyone. So it's not like just me trying to be, like I say, captain in the side. It's just everyone's there and they can speak to each other, which is good. And
obviously there's, I guess that the other thing about not having any pressure is you've got a 100% winning league record, I believe, at Rochdale this season.
Yeah, we had a bye, and then obviously the first game, which is everyone else's second, we beat Keighley at home, which was a good coup for us because we only started training late with the pre-season and that because we hadn't a squad sorted. But yeah, we come out on top, which gives us that first win and only win yet.
Yeah, so points per game, that would quite work for Rochdale.
I take that.
What do you think is going to happen? I know it's a bit of a crystal ball. What's your view of the world from where you're sitting?
Me personally, I can't see us being back this year. It's just, I think there's too much going on. Even, like I said, the government don't know what's going to happen yet. Fair enough, the football's on about coming back soon, but they've just got so much money, they can do stuff like that, whereas I think in rugby league, you struggle.
Yeah. I think the cost of just managing that back to playing is incredible for a lot of these sports.
Especially because they're at the end of the season, where we're only just starting now, so
yeah,
I think it just end up too much, and especially if the fans aren't there, I just can't see how it's going to work.
No. And going back, I know one of your former clubs. I think you were there. Was it the first season that Toronto walked out with the Super League?
The first season, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
How was that? The whole dual country thing. How was that as a player and something brand new at the time?
Yeah, no, brilliant. It's probably different now because when I was there, we went for something like 6-7 week blocks, which I know the RFL has not stopped, but they try getting them a couple of weeks at a time. So being there for 6-7 weeks was brilliant. Getting away, like taking it to a new country, and they didn't know at first, but like you could tell by the time we'd finished, it was going to kick on there.
Yeah. And I saw an article this week that just suggested that if it was scrap, that, if we can't play a full season, home and away, that you're probably in favour of no relegation, I think, from Super League.
Yeah, it's one of them. If you can't fulfil the season, I just can't see how you can have promotion and relegation, which I know it'll probably upset a few league fans, but like I say, if it comes back and they get the full season, fair enough. But if they don't play the full season, I just can't see how they can put someone up unless they do make it a bigger Super League.
And what do you think the chances of that are?
I don't know. Like I said, Martinel's very persuasive. So is Derek Beaumont. So
yeah, God. And obviously, in that part of the world, there's other clubs or proposed clubs coming from Canada, and I think the US. It'll be interesting to see how that transpires with this little break, if you like.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully they'll still come in next year. And so if they stay in next year, I might have to go round again and do another season.
Yeah. Are you breaking news exclusive? You're happy to go back to?
I've had a bad back for 6 weeks, so I can't.
Well, it's funny. Obviously, we mentioned a birthday. We mentioned that as far as you've had a long career. I think you're approaching 400 matches, as well as an international try and a few matches there for Wales. When you started, I think Matt from Twitter asked, could you ever imagine back then that you'd still be playing at your age now when you first started?
No, definitely not. I think, like you say, you're just happy if you play a couple of 100 games, right? If you was happy. But to play so many games and do so many years, it has been good. Everywhere I've been, I've not had a season where I've not enjoyed it, which is the main part, really. So,
what do you put down?
I enjoy it.
And what do you put down the longevity to? Is there anything you can pinpoint that has meant you've been able to carry on?
No, I won't say I'm the best trainer. If that's the line you're going on. So it's definitely not that. But yeah, I think if you enjoy it, I think you do get more into the game.
Yeah. Okay. Another question in from Twitter was, I think from John Crowther. What was the most memorable game you played for Fax? I know you've alluded to a few. What's the one that really stands out and probably still makes you smile and feel best about it?
Well, I think if you ask any fan, it'll have to be that the championship final against Featherstone. To be so far down, and well, I'd admit if the fire wasn't there, I don't think we'd have won it. So, yeah. But then to come back and win it in a golden point, there's no better way of winning a game, I don't think.
And I suspect it might be the same answer, but I don't want to preempt it. Somebody else on Twitter's asked, what's the best years playing side you've ever played in across your career?
Yeah, there's been a good few ones. Like I said, the league one, we went nearly all season unbeaten, but for flair and the crack, what we used to have in that team at Halifax, you were brilliant. You used to enjoy going, even like travelling from over this side, you used to just enjoy going, seeing the lads over there. Were brilliant. We spent a lot of time off the field together as well, which I think helped us a lot.
It's something that's been a recurring theme, I think, throughout, especially all the rugby content that we had over the last weekend, is that sense 20 years later, 10 years later, 15, the tightness of the players has been something else. Is that something that's prevalent across the game, do you think? Or is it unique to Halifax, or is it just us northern folk are quite friendly?
Well, just on that one, Nash and Shaz been trying to get a reunion going for the last couple of months, which they'll not be happy with now. But yeah, I think a lot of it is because if you travel over as well, so you have that crack on the way to train as well, which sometimes, the M62, it could be an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. Yeah. And then you meet the lads, you have another couple of hours, and then you have another couple of hours back, which I think it helps because you just get on with each other better and have a good crack.
And who was the one that sings badly in the car then?
Tara was always a bad one.
Good.
It was always late.
And a lot of talk last week on when we were running the live broadcast was about these trips or this trip to Toulouse. What was that like playing away at the time?
It was the same again. It was just like going on like a lad's holiday with all your best mates who were brilliant. But obviously you had to get the game done first. But then I think we come home on a Sunday. I think Martin Hall and Callan just took us for red wine for breakfast. So I don't remember getting on from that one. I think Paul Smith had carried me through custom, didn't he?
Yeah, well, certainly there's a recurring theme was how many cans and stuff did the team drink, but it certainly looked like a memorable weekend. Do you think the players these days have got that level of freedom, or do you think it's just a different time these days?
Yeah, I don't think, like you say, I think it is a different time. They're more into the recovery and that they're starting to recover straight away, I think, these days, which it's right, but back a few years ago, you used to be able to just get straight on the lash and then turn up Tuesday and you do your recovery then, where there's now, I think it starts straight after the game with all your shakes and all that kind of stuff.
Wonderful. A few people might be interested. Obviously, rugby being the way it is, often a lot of your teammates, maybe yourself, you've got the rugby life, but then there's also the stuff you're doing outside, you know, of work. What are you doing when you're not playing rugby under normal circumstances?
Yeah, it's not been so bad because I work for my dad, so I used to always get that time off for training. But yeah, I work on CAD design in a sheet metal manufacturing business, so sometimes I'm on the computer and then sometimes I'm in a wagon, so can't complain.
Good. And you really kindly got in touch last week, you know, off your own bat and said, listen, I want to do something for the fundraiser. We're obviously raising money for FACS, but also for junior sports clubs. And I know that you very generously offered to donate a shirt and when the time's right, hand deliver it. So I think what we want to do now is kind of just pick the winner. So I'm just gonna, if it's okay, ask you to pick a number from 0 to 9.
9.
9, okay. Another number from 0 to 8.
6.
6, okay. And one more, one between 1 and 9 again.
1.
1, okay. Let's just have a look down there. Okay, so the winner of the shirt is Vicky Atkinson.
The old
You know,
sponsor.
Say again?
The old sponsor.
No, really. Okay, well, I know Vicky, I think, from Riley and Co, but I think the family have been involved in the club for a long time.
First and then, obviously, Vicky.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
Okay, well, your sponsorship finally paid off, Vicky. No, good. Well, thank you very much. Is there any, just before we wrap it up, I know we're short on time and I appreciate you making some time. Any final words for the Halifax fans?
no, first of all, I'd just like to say congratulations to you. That's been a great amount what you've achieved for the club and for the football junior section. And then hopefully, just as fans, just hopefully you get to see the rugby again soon. Brilliant.
Wonderful. Well, Sean Penkywicz, thanks for being with us. Thanks for being part of the SOS Extra, and hopefully we'll try and figure out how to weave you and some of maybe your teammates into the next SOS 2 when that comes around.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I said. Thank you.
Thanks again.